Hi. Today we're going to be talking about my lovely cat, my beautiful daughter, my sweet little princess, Lady June. I got Lady June in late November last year, so 2025, and I'd had a lot of issues with getting my application for cats, like to adopt a cat, to go through. Like, nothing wrong with me. It was nothing I did. It was just every time I'd send a application through, the cat would be adopted or reserved by the time they even got to my application. So I would look at a cat, see that it was available for adoption, put my application through. By the time they got to it, cat's already been adopted or reserved. So that happened about 3 times, I want to say. But then I spotted LJ, and she had the widest eyes. She looked very nervous in the the shelter photo that they took of her, but she just looked so cute and so adorable, and I was like, right, please, by the gods, let my application go through, please. And it did. So then the shelter were like, okay, we'll bring her around. We've got a carrier for her. You get to keep the carrier. We've got blankets, toys, all that. So everything she had at the shelter, we got. And for the first day, she was kind of nervous. I'd say for the first day. For the first hour, she was kind of nervous, you know. In fact, before that, when she was brought in and let out of her carrier, she was crying and meowing, and it was sad, you know. I mean, I know what it's like to have lived in one house, be brought to another, so I relate to cats going meow 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 when things change. That's that on the autism. But yeah, I ended up opening my bedroom door so she'd have somewhere safe to hide, just until she could get used to everything, like my flat, me, and my wife. And eventually, yeah, after about an hour or two, she was taking treats from my hand, getting fusses, and just being a little love bug. And yeah, she's currently being tea towels in the kitchen. I don't know if she'll visit for this video, but if she does, I'll try and lift her up to the camera. But yeah, so I've had Lady June since November, January, February, March, April, May, June. 7 months now, I want to say. Yeah, 6 or 7 months. I'm very bad with time. But yeah, let's go into what her day looks like. I don't have any footage for what her day looks like because her day starts at 6:30 a.m. and I'm not even a human by like 8 o'clock, let alone 6:30 a.m. So I would not be filming that early. But I do have lots of archival footage of her and all that, and pictures, so I'll be showing those as I walk you through her day-to-day life. So 6:30 a.m. That's when she gets her breakfast. She does like to wake me up before then, though, by either doing one of 2 things: bapping my face with her paws, or licking my nose. Like, she'll lick the tip of my nose. But I have recently learned she doesn't like it when I play dead. She'll meow. So I don't know what her life was like before she was kind of living on the streets, because we don't know her history. But if she doesn't like it when, like, I'm asleep for too long or I'm playing dead, I don't know. It's sad to think about, and I don't want to think about it too much. But yeah, 6:30 she gets her breakfast, and it is one pouch of her current food, which is Lidl's own cat food, Kushida. So she gets one pouch in the morning. And then she'll usually have window time, so that's where she sits at the kitchen window blinds. And she'll stay there for ages, anywhere from like 10 minutes to 40 minutes. I have seen her stay there for an hour. She loves window time. It is a big part of her morning routine. So yeah, between breakfast and lunch, I'll take out one of her springs. I can see a spring right there, and I'm just wondering if I launch it, will she go for it? Nah, she's having a nap. I'll leave her to it. She'll play with her springs. Her birthday was recently on the 15th of June, and we got her a lot of springs. We got her so many, and she was very overwhelmed. But she, after the overwhelmed passed, she knew what to do, and she was bapping those springs all across the floor. So she'll play a lot in the mornings, even when I'm in bed. So ups and downs, swings and roundabouts. Then at 1:30 she gets fed her lunch, which is half a pouch of Kushida, because if I'm remembering correctly, it's 2.5 pouches a day for cats that are like 4 kilograms, and while she's like quite small in stature, she is quite a large cat. Not like, she's short and she's not overweight. She's just a large cat for some reason. She's definitely not overweight. We took her to the vets about a month after we got her, and they're like, yeah, everything checks out. Sometimes she doesn't eat her food, and I think she just gets bored of certain food types after a while, which, valid, to be honest. So yeah, 1:30 she gets half a pouch of cat food, and when we changed her to half a pouch for lunch, she was quite upset. She was used to having 3 pouches for a while, because obviously different foods, like different brands, have different amounts for different weights. So she was on 3 pouches, like 3 full pouches, and then we had to cut her down to 2.5 pouches. And so she was meowing an awful lot for like a week. She's gotten used to it now though. Yeah, my wife comes around at 1 o'clock, sometimes around 1:30. So LJ will eat her food and then sit at the window to wait for my wife. Because yeah, as I said in my last video, me and my wife don't live together. So wait for my wife in the kitchen window, and my wife will talk to LJ through the window. It's very adorable, because we have a security camera. Just watch him. I usually can't hear anything on the security camera. It does pick up audio, but my wife talks kind of quiet to LJ, and so I'll just see my wife going. And it's like, okay, I know why I fell in love with you. So after my wife comes around, my wife will sometimes play with LJ, sometimes we'll just throw her springs, let her play on her own, depending on what chores need to be done, how my energy levels are. But most of the time we are playing with her, like, you know, I'll throw the spring. She does also have like, I don't know how to describe it, they're like fishing poles with like the wire, like the fishing string coming down. You attach like a worm on a string to it, or like feathers and stuff like that. We've got some of those, and she's a huge fan of the worm on the strings. She loves them. We also did get her, well, my wife got her a tweeting and flapping bird toy, but whenever it tweets and flaps, LJ does not like it. she'd rather just watch it and kind of keep a respectable distance whenever it's tweeting or flapping. So I think we took the batteries out, and now that stays in the hallway along with one worm and a string at night, so she's got something to do at night. Because I know cats and boredom is quite a thing at night, and I don't want her meowing a lot at night because neighbors, and also I like my sleep. So yeah, the bird toy sometimes ends up in her food bowl at night. So I bring her food bowl into the hallway because she's not allowed in the kitchen or the lounge at night because she's a little menace, and for her safety, it's just easier to give her access to the hallway, which has her litter tray in it, and my room, just so she associates that with, okay, it's time to relax, but there's still plenty of room for her to have zoomies and to run around, essentially, if she needs to. But yeah, she loves putting that bird toy in her food bowl, and I don't know why. Like, I like to theorize it as she's trying to feed the bird because they've become good friends. She doesn't like to attack the bird as much anymore, or at least not that I've seen. She might be doing all sorts at night, but... Or maybe she's trying to put the bird in the food bowl so she can have it for later. I don't know if I like that one. She's a cat, it's fine. You can't eat it, baby. It's made of fluff. Then at 7:30, so this is around the time my wife heads home for the night and I start getting ready for bed. So around 7:30 she gets her dinner. I try to play with her a bit before her dinner. Like, you know, some days I'll try to just play with her so she has a bigger appetite and sleeps a bit more throughout the night. But yeah, she gets one full pouch at dinner time, because I know if you leave them with too long in between like dinner and breakfast, like too long between meals, they can get kidney issues. So I'd rather her have a full pouch at night and a full pouch in the morning, just so her kidneys aren't getting in trouble. So yeah, that's pretty much her general day-to-day life. Should I talk about the mishaps she's gotten into? Because I kind of want to do that. Back when I had a spare bed, well, I still do have a spare bed, but it was kind of clogging up the lounge. But when my wife stays, there used to be a actual spare bed, like just a box bed, you know, the kind of wooden frame with fabric around it. And my wife would have the mattress on that and sleep on top of that. But it was clogging up, it was there was no way to maneuver my wheelchair around it where it was, because I could get into the kitchen otherwise. So when my wife was staying around and sleeping on that, the springs, her, like LJ spring toys, would get pushed under the bed. So we decided, okay, we've got to lift the bed up to get it because she keeps pouring under the bed. She knows they're under there. So we lift up the bed and LJ darts underneath. Keep in mind, it's just my wife holding up the bed because I'm a bit weak in the arm department. I don't have a lot of muscle going on. I got a lot of flab, not a lot of muscle. But yeah, so it's just my wife doing it, and I'm panicking. I'm like, LJ, you have to come out from under there. And LJ comes out, and I'm trying to remember if she had the spring in her mouth or if she knocked the spring out. I think she had the spring in her mouth. And I'm just like, oh, never do that again. Never again. Please, for the love of God, never again. And then a couple days ago, I went to the bathroom for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And I hear my guitars fall over. You can see there's stands, like they're on stands now. Because I had to buy stands for this reason. I was meant to buy stands anyway, but I had to buy them sooner for this reason. I hear the sound of what can only be described as LJ trying to create a masterful piece of music by dropping my guitars onto the floor. So I tried to finish up as fast as I can. I rush into here, and she sat in front of the guitars looking up at me like, I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, girl, come on. You can't keep doing this. There are a few places she's not allowed, so I have kind of like a pantry, though it's currently being used as storage in my kitchen. And then I have a cloakroom, and obviously I've got a bathroom. It'd be kind of weird if I didn't have a bathroom. So she's not allowed in the bathroom unsupervised, but she's definitely not allowed in the pantry or the cloakroom, like at all, because they're just too small, there's too many places for her to hide. Trying to get her out of there would be bad. She's got plenty of places to hide, like, around, so if she does get a bit spooked or anything like that, she'll hide under the couch. If I've got guests around, I might let her into my room. Like, for example, she doesn't like strangers. She's only just started to warm up to my two best friends, Donna and Jojo. They're great. Yeah, whenever I have, like, repair people coming around or somebody delivering a package. I mean, she's gotten better with the door knocking. She doesn't get spooked that easily with just the door knocking, but if I have repair people coming around, I have to put her in my room because she'll get so spooked that she won't move for, like, ages. And she's done that a few times when it's been time to go to bed. I think she's knew that it's, like, bedtime and her mum will be leaving, like, you know, my wife will be going home for the night. So she'll hide under the couch where I can't get her, because in order to put her in my room, I have to scoop her. She doesn't mind being picked up, but she'll let you know when to put her down. Like, she'll be like, meow, meow, let me down right now. Her meows are very adorable, though. She's got, like, little cute squeaky meows, and I love her. So yeah, that's everything to do with my wonderful daughter, LJ. She's the best cat in the world, and I hope you all enjoy the videos and pictures that I've put up, and that you have a wonderful day. See ya!